Hello and welcome to the video. This video is for the project EFORT, specifically for the component EFEC, which deals with payment and account management. My name is Rodolfo Marrero, I'll be your host today. Here's my contact information in case you want to contact me. Also, the product owner and project mentor is Dr. Masoud Sayadi, whose address can be found here as well. Please contact him if you have any questions about the project itself. The agenda for this video is the following: how to check out the code from Bitbucket, how to open the software on Visual Studio, how to deploy the database locally, how to configure Stripe webhooks, and how to run the application locally. Let's check it out. Alright, the first thing I want to do is check out the code from Bitbucket. To do that, we need to find the project that we're trying to check out. So in this case, I'm navigating to the project URL, I'm opening my fork, and I'm going to click on the clone button. Here, I'm going to copy this URL, and I'm going to find Windows Explorer. Alright, so here's Windows Explorer. I'm going to create a folder to check out the code. And I'm going to use a program called TortoiseKit to clone. So I do right click, I give it the URL on the clone. Let's see it again. Git clone. You give it the URL, and TortoiseKit starts downloading the project. You will do that for the two components on this project, one for the database and one for the code. And once you have that, the code is checked out. Now let's check out how to open the project on Visual Studio. You will find the Visual Studio solution file. We'll double click on it. Just wait for it. And there we go. The solution is now open on Visual Studio. Let's also clone the database. Git clone. And there we go. In the case that you have to use a particular branch, for example, let's say that the database needs to change a particular branch, we can always go here. So we can change whatever branch we like. In this case, we're on tag 1.0, which is the one that we want to check. Let's open the solution for the database, and let's make sure we can deploy it locally. Let's wait for it to load. Alright, once you have the database here, or the database project here, what you need to do is you need to right click on the name of the project itself and click Schema Compare. Here you will have a selection where you can select what target to compare against. I'm going to select the local database. I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to compare the schema. If the schemas are different, this update button will light up and will allow us to update the schema. Also, will show us here what the differences are. This can take a little while. There are a lot of tables and store procedures that the software is comparing. So there are no comparisons, there are no differences on these comparisons, so we're good. Therefore the button doesn't show up, otherwise it would. Now we can close this project, we don't need it anymore. Let's go back to the other project. Okay, so the trick to make this work is that there are two components on this project, one the web API and one EFORT. So you need to open both of them in Visual Studio. So you will need two copies of Visual Studio. Right here I have one for the web API. I have that one running, and now I'm going to open the EFORT one by clicking on IIS Express. Let's see if it works. Okay, so here the project is running. You're able to open an account and log in. Alright, so to configure your webhooks, what you need to do is the following. You need to go into developers, you go into webhooks, and here you have the URLs for the webhooks. So you add an endpoint with the correct URL, and then you subscribe to events. So here's the list of events that you need to subscribe to. This is it. If you have an existing webhook, you can update the details. If not, you need to create a new endpoint. The second URL will be for connect applications. So you add an endpoint as well. You put the right URL. And then you subscribe to the events. Let me show you what the events look like. Here are the events that you need to subscribe to. There's also more settings that you need to take into account. So go into the settings section, find the connect settings. You need this ID. You're gonna put it on your application. I'll show you where. And you need to put this redirect URL. So this section of the URL will not change, but this section will change to whatever your production URL for the system is. Now, if you go into developers, you're going to find your API keys that you need to replace also on the app settings.json. Let me show you where that is. So this will be the section that you need to update with your appropriate keys. To update your plate settings, you simply log into your plate account. You go into the account section, select keys, and here you find your settings. Here you find your API keys. You will put those on this section right here. Alright, that's everything I want to cover on this video. Thank you for watching, and please contact me if you have any questions about the code, or contact Dr. Masoud Sayadi if you have any questions about the project. Until the next video, I bid you farewell.